We're in the business of setting up effectively a digital toy company that you'll be able to create toys online and then print them in the real world. It's basically a printer, just like any old printer. Instead of using ink, it uses stuff, and that can be a powder, a plastic powder. It can be these days things like ceramic, glass, human flesh, whatever you like, and depending on the technique, but for all intents and purposes, it basically layers a very thin layer of your stuff and then fixes it in place either with a glue or a heat, say, and then layers another, and it builds up an object in 3D. So you can print, well, somebody printed a kidney the other day. I'm printing toys. Personally, I think things are going to really change. There was an amazing experiment quite recently. Somebody tried to live a year without consuming anything made in China, and they managed it, but it was hard. And the fact of the matter is there's very little manufacturing made locally anymore. And bringing it back locally means all sorts of things: better for the environment, probably quicker turnaround, easier distribution. Maybe with 3D printing as well, creation can kind of bubble up from ground up as well. If anybody can have a go, then there's a kind of limitless amount of creativity out there. There's a wonderful resource called Thingiverse, where people can upload their 3D models of things they've made, and you can turn up and go and get a model for something you want and just download it and take it off to the printer. That's like the internet for 3D printed things. I mean, it's like as soon as you put everybody on it, then anything can happen. So I'm really excited by that. There are moves at the moment, quite significant ones now. When you have head injury, for instance, the part used to be made in metal, and now it's quite common to have it custom 3D printed to the shape of your head in some kind of bioplastic, I think. I didn't look at the material, but you basically have a custom part, and then you don't set off airport scanners as well, which is useful. There's a lot of 3D printing happening in the medical world, tons, from making some of the machine parts themselves to things like hearing aids and custom fitted to your body part, and then in fact printing using flesh, which is wonderful and gross. And I know little about it, but apparently you can do it. Dr. Adrian Bowyer, I think that's how you pronounce his surname, he invented the RepRap, which is a 3D printer that replicates itself.
Yes. Yeah.
He's a dude. I would get Joris over from iMaterialise because he's very knowledgeable and a proper nerd about this kind of stuff. And he knows a lot about the medical side as well, because that's what they do there. 3D printing, I think probably the biggest issue is going to be copyright and trademark. And then to a degree safety, but I mean safety. You have the proper mechanisms in place, you do your testing, that's that. Trademark and copyright, obviously if you can scan, because you can buy a handheld scanner, so if I can pick up this thing and this is trademarked and I can just scan it and then just print it, what does that mean for the person who made that one? And that's really interesting, I think.